Ready?
Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for this beautiful Lord's Day, Lord. We just ask for guidance tonight as we go forth in this meeting, that we take it in. And we just ask that you put a special blessing upon it, Lord, that everything will be in play will be right. We ask all this in the name of our Savior, Jesus Christ. Amen.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
First of all, I'd like to thank everyone for coming out tonight to our February 18th City Council meeting, our Town Council meeting. And I will start the roll call. And I'll just read them all. Jeff is back there. Wendy's here. Vicky's here. Kelly was here. Tyler's here. Curtis is sitting over there in a new seat tonight, y'all. He is our interim town manager for a short term. So he will be conducting that situation. Franklin's here, I'm here, Miss Sherry's here, Miss Virginia's here, and Mr. Wall is here. So we have a full house tonight. With that being said, I will entertain a motion to approve the agenda.
I make a motion that we approve the agenda.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Next up is the approval of the minutes from the February 3rd, 2025 council meeting.
I make a motion to approve the minutes from the February 3rd meeting.
Again, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Same motion carries. Next up, public participation. If you wish to address the council, we ask that you complete the speaker request form and submit it to the deputy clerk, Ms. Wendy.
We're out of public speaker request form, so if you just state your name and your address for
Okay,
the record.
you'll raise your hand. I will let you come up to the podium. We'll take them one at a time. Approach the podium, speak your name clearly, and state your full name and your address for the record. Comments will be limited to a maximum of 3 minutes per person. Okay. You want to go ahead and do that now?
I would do the informational items.
Okay, we'll go ahead and do the informational items, and then we'll move on to that at the bottom side. Informational items. The Waukesha Water and Wastewater Cooperative Board meeting is Wednesday, February the 19th, here at 1 p.m. Everybody is welcome to come. Levy County Health Department Community Health Improvement Plan meeting is Wednesday, February the 26th, 2025 at 1 p.m. Is that?
We'll be here to go Cobb.
Dogan, Cobb, and also? Good. Bread for the Mighty Food Bank Mobile Food Drive is Friday, February the 28th at 9:30 at the James Cobb Park. The Levy County Republican Executive Committee dinner is Saturday, March the 1st, 6 p.m.
Is that the middle high school?
Middle High School. Okay. Alamo Estates Workshop. Aloma, I didn't say that every time, y'all. I'm sorry. Aloma Estate Workshop is on the text amendments to the comp plan is Monday, March the 3rd at 5 p.m. here. Our next town council meeting will be that same night at 6 p.m. here. Cemetery committee meeting is Wednesday, March the 12th at 3 p.m. Is that also here, Frank? Yeah. I'll get here also. The town of Bronson scholarship, please take note. Applications due Friday, April the 11th, 2025.
And that's already been given to the guidance council. It's already at the school.
And tonight we are honored to do our Student of the Month awards. Ms. Sherry will do the presentation.
So only one of them is here. This Cadence. Cadence was nominated by Ms. King, who is her English teacher. I also have her as a student as for history, and she is a very good student, and I don't have to worry about her. If I have to worry about everybody else, I definitely know Cadence is going to do what she's supposed to do.
Congratulations. And, the other one, you want to go ahead?
It's Marlene, and Marlene, if you come into our front office, she works at the front desk, and she just is our salutatorian for this year. So she's a good student as well as a hard worker. She gets a lot of stuff done up there, and she serves as a translator for us in the front office as well. And she was nominated by Ms. Leffert, who would be her supervisor.
Okay, very good. Congratulations to both of them, and we will get her
Yeah, I'll take it.
to her tomorrow. All right, does anyone wish to speak?
She was making sure you're doing
We're doing the public participation now.
Okay, yes. Okay, does anyone wish to approach the podium and speak?
Am I on the agenda?
Pardon?
Sue said she would put me on the agenda. Am I not on there?
I do not know it's not on you.
Okay. Okay.
And let me explain something here. We are in a kind of interim phase right now. For those of you who do not know, our town manager has resigned and taken up another position with another community in this county. We are now in the process, as of this afternoon, processing to hire new employees. So that is ongoing. So bear with us during this transition time. Curtis and Wendy will be picking up a lot of the slack, but like I say, it takes a bunch of us to handle all this. Anyhow, so if we do miss anything, bear with us, we'll get it straight. Okay, go ahead, Ms. Reed.
I'm Rachel Weeks. I'm here to ask the board if you would vote tonight. Oh, my address, sorry, physical, 550 Family Circle Drive, Bronson, 32621. If you would be interested in purchasing the old Bronson High School gym from the county commissioners, really that's all I need to know is if you are interested or if you are not interested. And if you are, we would like a letter on letterhead saying that so that I can take it back to the county commissioners. There has not been a price placed on the property yet. They are talking like they might be willing to come up with a price if they know that there is interest from the town. There are grants available for restoration up to $1 million because it is a historical building, even if it does not get inducted into the Historical Society. We are still eligible for grants to take care of that. The county has always just kind of, leased it out to people as they needed it or rented it out. So there is income that can come from having the gym in our possession. And it will also be really good for Bronson to hold on to our history and to honor those who came before us, who helped build Levy County and build Bronson into what it is today. I'm afraid that if we continue to tear down buildings and build new, we are teaching our children and their children that we don't have to take care of what we have. We can always just wipe it away and start over again. To build new, especially a $7.5 million facility, is a little outrageous for this size community and very costly to taxpayers. The numbers here that you have for renovation and building and 4 employees, these are not accurate numbers. I think that insurance is accurate. The other numbers are very blown up. And I just wonder if this is the case for the gym, if you believe these numbers to be true for the gym, how much would a $7.5 million building be in insurance and employees and utilities? Thank you.
Richard, do you know, they just sit in the gym, or do they sell the building behind it, the parking lot? I mean, because before we tried to get the gym, they had a we tried to get it from the school board,
Right.
and they offered like, something like 300, 400, whatever.
It's $200,000 for the gym and parking lot only with a
No,
$1.
they didn't offer no parking lot. I don't know.
I have it, it was August 16th, 2013. I've done, I have it all mapped out. It was just the parking area just around the gym and the gym itself for $200,000 after 5 years. The first 5 years was $1 a year lease. And the council said no to that because they were worried about the funds it took to redo the building and kind of fix some things up. Although you all would have been able to get grants at that point too because the building was already,
But I went to talk with the superintendent and he more or less cut me off before I even started.
yeah.
Before I even sat down, he cut me off. He said, well, there's nothing to talk about. We can send it to the county.
Yes, sir. So as it stands right now, I've spoken to the county commissioners. I spoke to one privately with the county manager in the room. And we spoke about the option, a couple of different options actually. The building is nothing to them. It's not worth anything to them. So I told them that, I reminded them that they said that, and told them that they really can only charge for the property itself. Right now, the property itself that sits underneath the gym is worth about $36,000. I have asked for them to also look into giving us the football field and putting a price on that as an option. But right now, we are really concerned, and the whole community is concerned about just saving the historical building and what it means to the community. But there are options in place, and I also threw out another option actually just today, another private little meeting. Since the building does not mean anything to them, I gave them the option to think about maybe just donating the building to the town of Bronson and leasing the property for 99 years to the town of Bronson for $1 a year, just so that we know that the building is safe, and then the town of Bronson would still be able to get the grants because they would still be the owners of the building. The goal here, I just started a nonprofit organization called the Levy County Preservation Corporation, and I have 3 other board members, and our whole goal is to save all of the more historic buildings in Bronson and eventually order the plaques for those, which we would have to apply for through the state, and create an outdoor museum for Bronson to show our history. There's a lot of deep, rich history here, and I feel like if we don't hone in and love on that, we're going to lose it.
Okay, do we have anybody else?
I wanted to clarify something on the grant application that I watched your live, but I knew you was coming today, so I thought I'd tell you. So, when we were advised to ask for the moon with hopes that we would get the earth.
Okay.
So we asked for that amount so that if they only give us 200,000 or 2 million, then we would be able to work within that. But if we asked for 2 million and they only gave us 50,000, then that would make it more difficult. So when the grant writer did the application, then we talked to the engineer, and that's what he said, that that's what they advised to do, to ask for a large amount and then with hopes that we would get something beneath that.
Okay.
So that's why that,
Yeah.
we're not actually expecting them to give us $7.5 million.
Yeah.
We'd take it if they gave it, but however, that's not what the expectation is. So that's why you see that large amount in that paper.
Okay.
So I just wanted to clarify.
Yes, and I wanted to disclose also, the county has been, and this again it's in the planning stages, but they have talked about having a memorial area over by the cemetery across from their offices. With flags, they would have to build up the ground, but do a memorial for fallen soldiers over there.
The playground is?
No, right next to the old cemetery.
Right, that used to be the playground.
Oh, well, yeah, but it's vacant, yes. So they're, build that up and do a memorial for fallen soldiers, have flags there, and maybe a seating area and whatnot. And so if they did that and we were able to save the gym, it would really allow there to be an indoor-outdoor area for people to go and enjoy and have rest, walk, have lunch, other than, in events and whatnot that we can have in both spaces. for the community. And then, of course, renting it out to churches and the historical society. A lot of people need the space in the community.
What? Anybody else? Mr. Tim?
I just wish we would have had it done a long time ago.
Thomas, say anything?
I had a brief conversation with the town, or not town manager, the county manager, when I was in the office the other day doing some other paperwork. And she told me that the number we did have for buying it would be pretty accurate on what it's gonna cost us. So I don't see where we're gonna have to come up with $365,000.
They have not given a price yet.
I
That's to
talked
be known.
with the county manager, so.
All right,
That's how much they want to develop for.
She's, and, yeah, it's gonna be around that price, $364,000. It's for the multi-purpose building and the gym. And no, in so other words, it would be, we would give you the gym, but you're gonna be forced to buy the multi-purpose building again. And that's the price for the multi-purpose building.
because of the process.
That's all I got.
Okay. My feelings about this is, you asked the question, are we interested? I would say we would be interested in listening to anything that anybody, like I mentioned, to all the different phone calls that I've gotten from around the community. And I made this statement to each and every one of them the same way. If we had some miraculous, something happened where we had a benefactor that came in here, paid for the building, and paid for the renovations, not the town of Bronson, but we cannot afford that, period. And paid for all that stuff. There's a possibility that we might look into that. But as it stands right now, that would be the first step that we would have to take. I do not think that they're going to wait that time. The other thing is, I took these numbers that you disputed somewhat, and we took into consideration the fact that it is a gymnasium. Gymnasium is a place for sporting activities. That means it would be open to the general public at their time, which is in the afternoons, at night, and on the weekends, and all that kind of stuff. In response to a community center, that would be only opened up when there was a reservation, and we would have to just come in and clean up or whatever. So there's a difference in what we're talking about here. We would have to put by recommendations, at least because of the number of people that would be in the facility, we would have to have at least one full-time and possibly 2 full-time people there. And then when you go into the overtime and the night, all that kind of stuff, then you got to go hire multiples. That's where the money gets wild for us, okay? The $17,000 is attached to our already existing insurance policy that we have. It's not a standalone policy. We already have the liability insurance in place to take care of it. That's to cover the building, okay? So, as it stands right now, plain and simple. We talked about it, Stu and I, before she left. We crunched all the numbers. We looked at it from every way possible we could look at it. The impact on each household in this town would be somewhere between $250 to $500 for every household in some kind of a tax. I'm not prepared to do that. I am not going to go and impact some of these people. Is it going to, would it affect me? No, but there are people here that I am not. So that's where I stand. I leave that up to the rest of y'all to entertain or look at this. That's up to y'all.
I'd like to have an accurate, because I received a copy of the estimate, and it's not really accurate as to what it's gonna cost and to renovate. So that 1.4 million, I don't know necessarily, I know that's what they said, but I'm not sure that that's an accurate number. I would entertain the conversation because I feel like we're cutting our nose to spite our face without having accurate information. And so before I would say no that we couldn't afford it or no that we couldn't do anything with it, I would like to have some accurate stuff to be looking at. To know that, one, do we actually qualify for that stuff? Is that something that we would have to wait 10 years from now to get, and what the impact is gonna be? Like I said, I am disappointed that the county would not want to have a recreation facility for us as a county, as countywide taxpayers. I don't know whether y'all realize or not when you look at it, but there isn't a single indoor facility in our entire county. So Saturday, I went to Alachua, which is not that, they got stuff, but it's not that much bigger than we are. They have like 3 indoor facilities that they started small and then they progressed on from there. I mean, I don't understand why us as citizens of Levy County are not worthy of an indoor facility because that facility was being used not just by the people of Bronson, it was being used by people outside of Levy County. So if the county's responsibility is to take care of its citizens, our kids should be worthy of an indoor facility just like every other county around. That's my thing. And if you already have a facility, why can't we work on improving and keeping that facility for its historic, for that value, as well as the things that we could do with it?
Ms. Schuler, really quickly, just to answer your question about the grant, the earliest one opens up in April. So very, very soon that we can apply for.
Anybody else?
I have to agree with Sherry. I think the maintenance that has to be done to the gym is overgrown because that's a lot of money. You could build probably 2 more gyms for $1.4 million. That's long. And then the way that it wouldn't be like that if they would have had did some maintenance on it. They should up there and let the gym get bad like that.
Yes,
They
because
let
I
all
asked.
that kind of stuff happen to it.
I asked
And
them
then
to
repair.
put $1 into it.
And they had the money to do repair.
Well, and they have never gotten it inspected. There were not 3 estimates, and it was never inspected because they want to plow it down. So this 1.4 million was literally pulled out of a hat,
Yeah,
similar to other numbers I've seen.
yeah.
Yeah, and they had a lot of other stuff planned, because you could see all the way over there now.
They just want a parking lot, and they already tore down the Quantinet building, which would have also been part of this historical story of Bronson. Tallahassee was actually very sad about that, to be honest.
No?
I do want to say though, thank you to our staff that has been searching and digging and searching and digging and searching and digging and searching and digging and answering phones and searching and digging for all the information that everybody is asking y'all. We greatly appreciate it.
All right. Anybody else?
Yeah. I wasn't for that tonight. I want to ask this question to each and every one of you.
You got to tell everybody who you are.
My name is Elijah Williams. Here every day, all the time. Everybody knows it. I live on Glover Street, 351. Born here in 1949. I'm 75 years old. Is that good enough?
Any distinguishing marks? Any distinguishing scars or marks?
Yeah, I got one right now. Yeah, I have an operation right down here, yeah.
All right.
I'm gonna ask, each and every one of you. Are you really want the gym? Are you willing to put all efforts into keeping the gym? Are you willing to see if you can find some money to do that? Because it sounds like what Mr. Mel was just saying, it'll be a lot of money. I kind of disagree. But what I need to know from each and every one of you, yea or nay, do you want it?
I do.
All right, do you want it, Ms.
I spoke at the meeting, so, yeah.
Yeah, I spoke at that meeting too.
You want it? What about you, man?
I'm looking at the numbers. We
What
can't,
about you?
Yeah, I want it.
we can't afford it.
Very good.
Yeah, you know I want it.
Yeah, man, right, we played that. What about you?
Not for how much it's gonna cost.
Huh?
Not for how much it's
Well,
gonna
what I'm
cost.
saying, look into doing something. What do we do? I mean, look like we ought to want to put something, effort into looking and seeing what we can do, instead of throwing up our hands and saying, no. That's why I asked each and every one. Now I know what we stand. Yeah. So if everybody's not together, then we as the council, we're not gonna do nothing. Because we're not together. That's all I'm saying, we're not together. And we should be together. And the county, as far as I'm concerned, that meeting that they're having tonight, that's ridiculous. We should be all as one together, it should be all get together, but it's not. Why, I don't know. Who fault is that? Who fault is it?
I don't know, I went to the meeting.
You went to a meeting?
I went to their meeting, yes. I went to the meeting in reference to the gym.
What did you get out of that meeting?
Well, we got a lot further after the meeting than we did in the meeting.
You did?
In the meeting, they didn't want to hear nothing that none of us had to say.
Well, all right.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Jamie?
Jamie Griffin, currently live in Old Town, Florida, currently. I just ask, as I was born and raised right here in Bronson, and lived here most of my life, but I would just ask that y'all vote to at least send the county a letter saying we're interested, can we talk about numbers? None of these numbers are right. I'm a general contractor, I can tell you $1.4 million of this. It was done by a restoration company, it's not even a general contractor.
I would be surprised if they even came to the gym and actually saw it in person and came up with that number.
And Rachel did meet with an important board member on the county board that says that they are open to talking to the town if the town would show an interest in it. So you got to at least show the interest first, send them a letter, saying you're interested, and then talk about it, see what real numbers are.
So,
Hire a general contractor to go look at it and give you a real estimate.
so are they saying that us coming to the meeting and telling them doesn't count as, so they need something in
They
writing?
need something in writing, saying that y'all met about it, you voted on it, saying you're interested in negotiating to buy or get the gym for free, or however it works out. At this point, they don't think the gym's worth anything because they're just gonna flatten it and make a parking lot.
Yeah, but I begged them just to give it to us.
So to me, if you told them you'd give them $35,000 for the land, that would be a sweet deal. And I think the citizens of Bronson would get together and raise the money to do that. And it wouldn't cost taxpayers anything.
I think we should send them a letter with a letter of intent.
Just say, I'm interested.
I make a
Give
motion
us
to
an
send them
idea.
a letter of intent.
May I agree? I wouldn't make it a letter of intent, we call it a letter of equal.
Okay.
Thank you.
One more thing, sorry, thank you.
Hold on, I got Avery, I think you were next.
Just a moment. Avery Keaton, and I live on Picnic Street. It's a real picnic down there. I love it, living next to the park. I just want to say thank you to Rachel for doing the homework that she's done. It's nice to see somebody so passionate about something. And I know that it's frightening, that amount of money. But what she asked for was just a letter showing some type of interest. And I don't think the town manager can give us a figure. I think it's open to some type of negotiation. I think a letter showing an interest does not obligate us whatsoever. I think a letter is reasonable to say, we are interested. Okay, we're not naming a price yet. There's still homework to be done. But I can tell you one thing. I'm like Truett Cathy, founder of Chick-fil-A. He said it is better to build boys than to mend men. And you could say that it is better to build girls than to mend adult women. And that's what we need to be about. You know, my son, my nephews, they're very best friends, all played in that gym, and some of those are the finest young boys you will meet. And I tell you, it's because they spent time in that gym playing basketball. And if we do on it, we can't set the hours. It doesn't have to be
open all the time.
Right.
You know, it can be set, and some people do work at night. So maybe we hire somebody who works at night on weekends, and then it's not overtime because that's the hours they work. You know, there's a lot of homework to be done here, but I just, you know, I think it's important because once they demolish it, we can't get it back.
You know,
And so let's exhaust all efforts to do all the homework to try to make something happen for these youth, not just the youth here, like Sherry said, you know, it's a community where they can come play and they can come do things. But I do know a lot of fine young men have come out of that gym, and I really don't want us to forget that. And some of them are sitting right here, okay? So just keep that in mind, that a letter does not obligate you. The figure that he got from the county manager, my goodness, I don't know why she even threw that out there. How she could throw that out there amazes me. But I do think that, you know, let's wait and do our homework and exhaust all efforts. And that's all. Thank you.
thank you.
I just real quickly wanted to let you all know that I have a meeting with the county commissioners next Tuesday morning, so I would need the letter as soon as possible for that, if you vote on that.
I make a motion to send a letter of inquiry on the gym.
Ready?
Good evening. My name is Reginald Stacy. Live on 678 East Main Street, Bronson, Florida. And what I have to say, I've been in the Levy County school system for 28 years, and I do know that gym is very important to our community because by me being as a coach at Levy County and Bronson High School, it is very hard for you to have practices for all of these groups of kids that we have. You have kids practicing all the way to 9 and 10 o'clock at night, which is not a good thing for school night. For those kids, it's very useful to have that gym there. Also, it helped keep the kids off the streets for selling drugs and being on drugs. Because when I was in school, you would always hear the kids saying, "I can't wait to go to open gym on Sundays." And there was also leaders there at that school making sure that things were run correctly. Myself, Coach Kenny Thomas, he even had where a person, if they got in trouble in the community, they wasn't allowed on the campus. So there was rules and regulations that were followed on that school premises. And like Ms. Schuler said, there's nothing for the kids to do. And that's what it's about, our youth. We want our youth to develop. And another thing too, we have too much division amongst our town councils. You know, we got 3 that says that we want it, and you got 2 say you don't.
Yeah.
And that's what it's about. We have too much division.
That's just a
Too much division. We need to come together and come on one accord, and so that everybody can agree to the right things. And it's about our youth. We want our youth, and we want our town to grow and prosper. And if you see having division between the councils, then it's going to make the youth do the same thing. Thank you.
Thank you.
Amen.
All right, do we have anybody else?
We have a motion and a second.
And I'll say it.
All right. All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? No. All right. We will send a letter of interest, inquiry to the, I will make this, I will say this one thing. That I studied this thing because I have had numerous phone calls from people around the community. 5 today already, okay? And I made this statement that a lot of you have heard 20 years ago or longer, I don't remember how long ago, to be honest with you. I had this gym was offered to me for $1. And I had 2 people
Today?
personally.
To you personally or
To me
you as
personally.
the mayor?
As a mayor. And we were advised to turn it down. The reason being is because of the cost to operate. At that time, we looked at all the things, and it was ridiculous. There was a reason why the school board was trying to get rid of it, because it was a burden on them, okay? Now the county has absorbed that, and it's been standing vacant, and they use it for a storage facility, not for what its purpose is. I agree. I spent many a year in that gymnasium myself with John Ruppich, okay? And that's all I have to say about that. It's just what I'm scared of, what RFID is now, we've gone from school board to county, and both of them have wanted to unload it for purposes because they got something that they can't build. If we
use it for that same purpose. They ain't gonna use it for.
Right, exactly. And I agree. They're just trying to get rid of a problem. That's what they got. They got a problem. And then if we accept that facility, then we have to make something with it. That's a big goal for this small community, and that's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. It all boils down to the finances. When it comes down to operating this. And like I said, if some benefactor came by, I don't know who that would be, but if somebody miraculously came by and you got everything, and it was free, I mean, it just handed us turnkey to where we could operate. The numbers that I spoke a while ago are pretty accurate. Okay, so, and Rachel, I'll let you say, and then we'll.
Thank you, and this is the last thing, I promise. I actually spoke to the Levy County School Board, to one of the board members, and was told the reason they got rid of the gym was because they could only have, to be able to get funding from the state, they can only have so much school property in so many buildings. So they had to sell that so that they could get funding for the new. That's why. It wasn't because they didn't want it. They love those buildings very much.
It was kind of like collateral.
And I just tell y'all, so the first day I told my six-year-old, who we don't think care too much about this gym, right? I told her, I said, well, yeah, they voted to tear down the gym. She started crying. I said, Dallas, you don't even play basketball. She said, but now I gotta find a new movie theater. Because she's been going and watching movies there the last couple of years. So it just shows you everything that we see is not what our youth is seeing. Amen. They could be seeing something totally different than we're seeing. So, and we need this for our kids. We desperately do. They just assigned the Department of Juvenile Justice part to Charlie Kennedy. Like in the same meeting that they voted to tear down the gym. You can't wait till these kids are in DJJ for you to care. Like, we have to care now. And Sherry has been preaching this, don't nobody want to listen, but there's gonna be a big stretch in our youth sports in the next few years because of the legislation that has been passed down for the safety of our kids. So anything that's done out of school, you have to have an officer there that is paid. They cannot do it for free. They cannot donate their time. It doesn't work like that anymore. That officer has to be paid by that youth organization. So a gym like that is really a gym to have because you don't have to pay those fees. You got a lot of kids right now who can't even afford to play sports. Like their parents can't afford it. They're gonna either buy some new tires or pay for registration fees. Or actually ask for help. But that's something some people don't want to do right now. So having this gym, and honestly, if we had got the gym way back long ago, we wouldn't even be in this situation. Probably wouldn't be as bad as it is.
Okay, I think we this whole thing. Okay, so we will send a letter, and maybe that will extend the time frame that you will have some more time to work on. Good luck.
So when do you need the letter?
By Tuesday, she meets with them on Tuesday.
They can print it
I
out.
need it as soon as possible.
They can print it
I
out.
need later.
They can print it out tomorrow.
Okay, thank you, Tyler.
Okay.
What all information did you give them? I mean, just saying, send them a letter saying that the council voted 3-2 that they wanted
that they're
And
in.
the manager signs it, and the mayor signs it.
Run it, and just,
Yes, please run it
that's
past
all.
Attorney Warren.
I don't want to do it, but I just.
Okay. Okay. Curtis, you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. Next item on our agenda is ordinance 25-01, adopting a comprehensive revision of the land development code, the business impact estimate. I'm going to read it. It has 4 points and it has an addition to point 4. The proposed ordinance number, in short time, ordinance 25-01, adopting a comprehensive revision of the land development code. This business impact estimate is provided in accordance with section 125.663 subsection Florida statute. If one or more boxes are checked below, this means the town is of the view that a business impact estimate is not required by state law for the proposed ordinance. But the town is nevertheless providing this business impact estimate as a courtesy and to avoid any procedural issues that could impact the enactment of the proposed ordinance. This business impact estimate may be revised following its initial posting. And the first one, the proposed ordinance is required for compliance with federal or state law or regulations. The proposed ordinance relates to the issues or refinancing of debt. The proposed ordinance relates to the adoption of budgets or budget amendments, including revenue sources necessary to fund the budget. The proposed ordinance is required to implement a contract or an arrangement, including but not limited to any federal, state, local, or private grant or other financial assistance accepted by the town government. The proposed ordinance is an emergency ordinance. The ordinance relates to procurement, or the proposed ordinance is enacted to implement the following. A, Part 2, Chapter 163 Florida statute relating to growth, policy, town and municipal planning, and land development regulations, including zoning, development orders, development agreements, and development permits.
Curtis, that's the exception. That's the one we're relying on. You don't have to worry about the others. They're irrelevant to this.
All right.
But there's more in fact.
In fact, yes. Point 1, summary of the proposed ordinance must include a statement of the public purpose, such as serving the public health, safety, morals, and welfare. This ordinance is comprehensive revision of the town land use and development ordinance, covering all aspects of the procedures for applying for and obtaining approvals and detailed planning and zoning specifications. Number 2, an estimate of the direct economic impact of the proposed ordinance on private or profit businesses in the town, if any. A, an estimate of direct compliance costs that businesses may reasonably incur. B, any new charge or fee imposed by the proposed ordinance or for which businesses will be financially responsible. And C, an estimate of the town's regulatory costs, including estimated revenues from any new charges or fees to cover such costs. A, B, and C, there may be costs incurred by developers and applicants to conform to the new requirements, but if so, they cannot accurately be calculated, but should not be dramatic. Fees are elsewhere prescribed. Regulatory costs and the offsets of fees received should not change significantly. 3, good faith estimate of the number of businesses likely to be impacted by the proposed ordinance. All businesses that work with, in, or in connection with real estate development and construction will be affected in some way, but the number is not determinable at this time. And 4, additional information the government body deems useful, if any. You may wish to include in this section the methodology or data used to prepare the business impact estimate. For example, town staff solicited comments from businesses in the town as the potential impact of proposed ordinance by contacting the Chamber of Commerce, social media posting, direct mail or direct email, posted on town website, public workshop, etc. You may also wish to include efforts made to reduce the potential fiscal impact on businesses. You may also wish to state here that the proposed ordinance is a general applicable ordinance that applies to all persons similarly situated individuals as well as businesses, and therefore the proposed ordinance does not affect only businesses. The cost effectiveness and general efficiency of revised regulations will be monitored over time and adjusted if any, and when necessary.
All right. Pleasure of council.
This is the first reading or second?
First.
Make a motion to adopt ordinance 25-01 on first reading.
Do I hear a second? All right, we have a motion and a second to adopt three readings. All those in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, motion carries.
Next on the agenda is resolution 25-02, adopting and enacting a new revised permit fee schedule. For the record, I'm going to read the ordinance. Town of Bronson, resolution 25-02, a resolution of the town council of the town of Bronson adopting and enacting a new revised and updated schedule of fees and charges for municipal services, whereas the town has the inherent right and ability to establish the fees chargeable for various municipal functions related to permitting and related activities, and whereas the existing structure of fees and charges has become incomplete and outdated and requires adjustment accordingly, and whereas it is necessary in the interest of sound fiscal management, activity monitoring and control, and the general interest of the public in efficient administration that fees bear a reasonable relationship to the cost involved, and whereas the annex revised and updated schedule of fees is reflective of the considerations cited and designed as such. Now, therefore, be it, and it is hereby resolved that 1, the annex revised and updated schedule of fees is hereby adopted and enacted. 2, this schedule shall be made available online and posted conspicuously in the municipal building. 3, no alterations, modifications, adjustments, or variations shall be made in any instance for any reason not mandated by law or for any person in the assessment of the fees prescribed. 4, should any issue arise as the proper fee to be charged in any instance, it shall be addressed and resolved by the town manager, whose decision shall be final and binding. This resolution shall take effect immediately upon adoption and the affixation of the requested signatures thereto, duly presented, moved, and adopted with a quorum presented by of the town council of the town of Bronson, the 18th day of February, 2025.
All right.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
What kind of fees are y'all talking about? Is it like the $40 fee I was charged to have the water bill put in my name? That's in my water bill? Is that the $40? Do you know what fees we're talking about? Like in the town hall?
It's in your packet. It's the building and construction permits. Everybody has it in
They
their
got,
packet.
Bronson, Chiefland,
These are comparisons. Now, if you look in your packet,
this is for permit fees.
for permitting,
It's not for
for
water
new
fees, it's
construction.
for permit fees.
It's like
Permit
building.
fees,
Yes,
just like building a new home?
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
It's
ma'am.
not fees for putting a water
No,
in
ma'am.
my
That's
name?
utility.
No, ma'am, that's utilities.
Perfect. Just curious, thank you.
And this is to make them comparable to what other communities are getting, because our stuff is like,
This is to make us know.
it's to make, yeah,
Basically,
not lose money.
Yeah, we spent more money last year on fees than we took in. So we're trying to balance out, we're not trying to charge more, we're just trying to not pay in.
Thank you.
Our inspections are done on a fee basis. That's what we're in the negative right now, so we got to adjust the claims. Okay, pleasure of council.
I make a motion that we accept resolution 25-2.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Those same, motion carries. We skip that next part.
yeah, we already did that. We go back to all right. The grant application, I think you all have a copy of it in the packet. That's where Shannon Williams is writing a grant, in the process of writing a grant for a new recreational community center. And that's what I think, Councilman Sherry mentioned about the $7.5 million.
Has been
grant.
submitted on Friday.
I have a question. You got a proposed location for community center?
So right now, it says it's all in the planning stages, that's all you had to put on the paperwork, but in order to get it done, we would obviously have to do that once we figure out if there's gonna be an award for it. So when you look at the application, it just says that it's in the planning stages. So, because this application had to be submitted by Friday.
And depending on how this gym goes, the situation with the gym, I was advised to, if they do get rid of the gym and we do end up building a community center, to come back to them and ask for some funds for that,
That's for funds
for a community center
With the county?
from the county.
They won't get that.
But I'm just telling y'all what I was told.
Who is the county is the one submitting the grant, or is this?
No, this is our,
By the city?
no, this is us.
So we don't have a piece of property identified that it could go yet? Okay. All right, that's all the question.
Is this, grant application going to an agency?
It goes to the state.
Since
It's called a Local Funding Initiative Request. So that's the name.
we have hired a grant writer. She works on in other words, if she produces a grant, she gets paid. And, anytime the grants come up like this, I mean, that's the way you make it today in this world. So, that's, the government, small government. What's your grant already? Shannon Williams. Was it 7.2 million?
Yes.
That's just one. That's just one. She put several others up there. So,
It's sponsored by Senator McLean.
yes. All right. Yeah. Curtis?
And I was here, I asked him for help on the community center at the legislative delegation.
Okay, the next thing on the agenda is the FMIT safety walkthrough report of some of our buildings. The councilman get the packet. I think it's 33 total things, or 35. You want, I can go through all 35. We've already started the work on some of them.
But a lot of this stuff was damages during the hurricane. Some of it's being handled with insurance claims, some of it's being handled with us just fixing the stuff because it's too small to go through. Things like metal roof coming off. We had one of the dugouts that was beyond repair, so it's in the process of being torn down and rebuilt and all kinds of different stuff. But again, all this stuff does go through the insurance with our Florida League of Cities, so that it's a process in the works.
Are they graffiti? You see that?
Oh, yeah.
That's been taken care of.
Oh, yeah, we take care of that.
Quite a few of them has already been taken care of.
Yes.
Okay, next on the review of FMIT claims from Hurricane Helene. If you look, I think the first one on there, claim number GC 202-428-1968. It was the flagpole and the zero in front of the health department. I think it was below, we didn't get anything because it was below the insurance value. Claim number GC 202-428-2373, the dugout at Field 3. I think we received, I think $4,000 for that.
And that's the one that's being torn down?
Yeah.
And you said, so the first one, the one that ends in 968, that was for the light? That light has been leaning?
Oh. Zebo at the, in front of the health department.
Oh, okay.
But it wasn't any damage, so we didn't get anything. It was below the deductible.
What about the lights that was leaning?
Oh, it's at the park. It's amazing. FMIT, they came out, but they didn't know that.
Okay.
While we're looking at just hold that in your Manager Sue Bode. You have it in your packet. I think she has 237.1 vacation hours and 944 sick hours. She will get full payment for the vacation, but as you know, the sick is only 25%.
All right, I'll entertain a motion on that.
All right, so do we need to do these separate or all three at one time?
I'm not doing one, so we can do
Just Russell.
it's just Russell and Sue.
Okay. So do we need to do them separate or?
Yeah, please.
Make a motion to pay out Sue's vacation and sick time.
I said that.
We have a motion and a second to pay out her time that she had coming to her on sick leave and vacation. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same motion carries.
Okay, Russell had some time that was discovered, and they put his time to 311 vacation hours, 265 sick hours. I think Russell talked with Whitney, he talked to me also. He want to sell 80 hours back, and he's going to use 40 vacation to get below the 240.
So the hours that were recovered, was that an accurate account?
Yes, I went over with it.
Okay.
So you said he's gonna use 40.
And he's going to sell 80.
Because he can only
So we
have.
basically want to, he wanted to get below 240. And I computed a time next fiscal October, he'll be back up, because he's going to gain almost 98 hours. If he don't take this time.
Basically paying $120.
He probably burned to it.
Make a motion to approve the selling and using of Russell Mitchell's time.
I said yes.
Again, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same motion carries.
The next thing on the agenda is quote from inline fencing and services, James A. Cobb Park for repair. I think the first one, the $22,300 estimate is to repair the fence by the tennis court, that long fence behind the gazebo.
Yeah, where
Yeah, where the tree fell on it, and then he's gonna straighten, that was for straightening all bent goes, retying everything. And then I think taking the tree out too.
Yes, it's a tree that he got to move also.
Yeah,
So they gonna run all the way down to where
where it meets the baseball field.
It starts probably 100 yards from the back gate. You'll see a chain link pole that starts there and goes all the way out. So repair all that.
Is this the only fencing company that we could get a quote from?
Yes, right now, yes. It is. It's a,
All right, I'll entertain a motion.
Is this the one that we got the insurance
yes,
for?
yes. And that's what I said, when we get to this, I got some more stuff I want to add. Because I had to give a quote for some of the other fence throughout the park.
That's what the
Some of
other
the
one
stuff, MIT, that's the 9,000. And I think we end up getting 11,000 for that. And I have received from U.S. Blue $1,100 credit that I can get, we can get a check. And so I will put that with what we already have to have everything taken care of.
At one time.
And he's going to address the pole on field 3 and the pole on field 2 that's leaning.
Oh, okay.
All right,
So
I'll entertain a motion.
We need a motion to accept.
for both quotes.
I make a motion that we accept the quotes from inline fencing, take care of our needs at the park.
There's
another one, are you doing both?
Both of them, yes.
But that's a different company.
It's the same company.
No, it's the same company.
It's just two, a different, no,
No, that's
That's
different.
separate.
That's different.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, that's separate, that's not hooked yet. We'll get to that next.
All right, I have a motion. Do I hear a second?
Second.
I said,
We have a motion and a second. And we'll take care of the fencing services out there with inline fencing services. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those same motion carries.
The next thing on the agenda is the replacement of the roof on pump house number 2 at the water tower. If you look on the back of the inline fence and service, you'll see the quote and proposal of the scope of work. That's gonna be done by Gainesville Roofing.
Is this the only, is this the only?
Yeah, right now, yes. And the reason being that we need to move on is, when it rains, it's raining in our pump house. It has damaged a lot of paperwork. Wi-Fi has stuff in there also, so it's damaging, it's molding, and so it's been since the hurricane.
So if we approve this, and they can come right away and fix it, or we want to be on the list?
Mickey met with him last week.
Who wants to drink and get a roof? Who's over there?
Charlie Kennedy.
Oh, get it up there.
All right. This also is an insurance.
Yes, I don't have the amount, but it's like 2,500. Would that be all right?
All right.
So some of this is covered by insurance?
Yes.
Yeah, he got a list on the phone. He got a
Yeah, I
list
seen
on
that on the, it's fine. We got so many things.
Go through one for us to get one for.
All right.
Listen, will you try to get another quote?
No, I'm getting that.
How many, how long do you have this out?
Called him and he came right on. I think what was the holdup was the insurance thing.
Oh, so he came right on?
Yeah, and once we got approved, that it was approved through the insurance, and they gave an amount, then we started trying to get somebody to do the work.
All right.
I make a motion to accept this quote from Gainesville.
I guess that's it.
All right. We have a motion and a second to fix the roof. All those in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Those same, motion carries. Fix the roof.
Okay. Next is Jeff.
All right, Jeff, we'll talk to us.
Only got one short thing on the agenda, and it doesn't cost any money.
Sounds like that was better.
So basically, I've been here a little over a year, and we made some changes, some were accepted, some got pushed a little harder. And so what I want to do is just give out an anonymous survey to all the members, just kind of see the status of what we're doing now, and see if they're happy, and, you know, if they understand what the vision is for the department, things like that. So there's a copy of it in the packet. When I kind of put together several different fire departments that have done internal surveys like this. So I've got it set up in PDF, so they can either fill it out on paper, or it's on a computer, they can do it. I don't want any names on it, I just want their opinion on stuff. That's really all I have. If y'all think it's good, then I'll keep going with it.
I do.
I don't want to end up in a situation where there's a bunch of unhappy people and nobody's.
Mr. Warren, there's nothing wrong with that, is there?
I don't think so. I take it none of the questions are intrusive or
Nope.
natural or anything like that.
No personal.
Or I haven't actually read it, but I trust you.
Have you got updates on the bigger box?
The door's been fixed. I missed a call from Kelsey with baby box this afternoon because I was on a video call training. I'll call her back. We're ready to start back up with the testing.
Come out the roll-up doors fixed?
We're waiting on the quote on one door. Everything else is functioning. One of them's still a little sticky, but it functions.
So, did we already complete the testing?
No, we're getting ready for it. We tried to do that, and there was a problem with the lock on the door itself, where it would not secure. So I talked with their tech, JJ, and we got that worked out. And I did a full test on it. It's internally last Friday, and it functioned, so I'm ready to get kicked off and do the final testing. That should happen this week.
Let me make one suggestion. Say something if you can, to the effect that you would prefer very much, and it would be helpful if they would complete this, but it is not mandatory. Okay.
I'll make sure they understand that.
Before you leave, Jeff, also, we did have a meeting with the county.
Must have been Thursday, Friday.
Last week, yes. About the firehouse and combining it to the EMT and all that other stuff out there. And everything is moving forward, so.
Did they move in?
No, we're fixing to start construction. Permits and everything has been waived and everything is got, we're getting there. So they should start working on it pretty quick. So that's just done.
Yeah, and I did find out that our expenses towards that can come off the station grant, so that's processing.
I did stress at the county meeting that we needed to get more funding from the county for our fire department.
I'll take it.
On the front side of the fire department building, that's exposed to the road, is there like a porch light, a front light on that?
Each store has a light.
So no, I mean, like an outdoor light, like when you pass by there at night, it is really, really dark up on the hill to the fire department. So the only way I could kind of see what was up there, other than the fact it's a big building, was the doors was open, so the light on the inside was showing out, but there's no like outdoor lights on the front side of it.
Where the cafes are?
No, on the like when I'm going past, coming in from Chiefland or going to Chiefland, past the fire department, yes, it's really, really dark up there.
There's an outside light up there, but I don't think it ever gets turned on.
Yes, so can we put that on some kind of timer or something, or do something, because it is super dark up there from the road. So if I was frantic and I was looking for it, I'm just saying there should be something to signify that the firehouse is right there, and from the road, it's, like I said, it's super dark.
Somebody has to turn those switches on now, but we can change those fixtures out, put a daylight on, light in there.
Yes.
That's all.
So we're talking on the side where the baby box gonna be?
Yes. Yeah, it's super, like, when you go past there at night, if the doors to the fire station are closed, you can't see the light on the inside, it's dark. If those, because those lights are not turned on. So if we could fix that with those lights, either come on automatically or some kind of timer or whatever it is, I think that'll be better.
That's an easy fix, I can take care of that.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Jeff came to me this morning, and he had a problem with one of his trucks, and I gave him approval to take it to Lee Tire to get it fixed. It's like $2,100.
Front end of the brush truck that we talked about before.
Oh, yeah.
We got quotes.
How much?
2100.
21. And this is the thing, trying to get an estimate, trying to drive something like that, drive it around, if you get it to a place, you need to get it fixed. And so,
There you go.
I don't think it's safe for him to be trying to drive it and go get an estimate.
Did you get the other truck out there?
No, it's being fixed, but I haven't got back yet. Hopefully,
Brush truck, front end was wore out on the brush truck.
I said it before the meeting, and I just want on record that our fire hydrants look very good.
thank you, sir.
It may work.
Well, they look really good.
All right.
All right, thank you.
I think everybody's received a copy of Kelly's
Yes.
resignation.
We're not accepting no more
And we're not accepting
resignation.
this, not from Kelly.
What?
Yes, sir.
If you don't know, this is Kelly. Kelly Clark.
She's gone.
I have the pleasure of seeing Kelly all the time.
Now, all the laughter, this is going to cause a significant problem problem in-house because we just got a new system in, and Kelly is the only one that know how to work the system completely. So that affects our water bills, it affects our revenue, it affects permitting. So with the day being the 18th, we got 10 days, less than that.
It is possible we can move somebody from outside to the inside to do what y'all. She could train them. Is it possible? We could do that until we can get somebody.
We said we don't know.
We're tight.
It's gonna be.
You're very tight.
Vicky, you need a full-time?
No, more than happy.
If
Sorry, I
you
didn't
board,
get
if
anybody.
we don't do
I
this.
can explain why if you'd like to ask.
No, I don't.
Okay.
Well, let me say something on that. See, this is the reason that I asked you all a long time ago. We all need to be cross-trained in everybody's job. So when somebody goes.
We are cross-trained.
Well, nobody wants.
But I'm part-time.
They don't have time. They don't have time to do that.
Before you go
And
any
we don't have
further,
time.
okay, this is a brand new system that's going to be put in place, brand new. Okay, yes, sir. I'm talking about, 2 weeks?
A month.
A month?
Not even a month.
We've been fully in that system for about 1 month,
Okay.
with it
So,
fully functioning.
Okay, well, okay. That's well and good. So make sure when we get somebody that we, everybody knows what's going on?
sure. Yeah, we try to do that.
How long did it take you to learn how to do the system?
Implementation of that system took about 6 months, and I was learning the entire time.
Ms. Clark, is there anything that we could do to keep you?
That should have already been talked about long ago.
I don't think so. I have been offered a position elsewhere with incredible pay and incredible benefits. And I just don't want to put that kind of burden on this town to try and match that salary.
All right. Sorry to see you guys. Thank you. For everything you do.
Yes, thank you.
And I'm just letting you know, I'm not coming full-time. If we had, and I do this because I love to do my job, and I've been here 1 year, and I have seen, first time I met Frank and Ms. Truitt, and hardly any of y'all come in the office and know our jobs, and know what we go through every single day. The headache that we put up with, this one right here, for number one, the headache that we put up with the customers is uncalled for. And nobody on this council, Mr. Carden and Tyler are the only ones that come to that office and see us on a weekly basis.
All right.
And I'm sorry.
If I said that about one of my customers, my employee said that about one of my customers, I would have found.
Exactly.
Fire
Thank
me.
you.
Fire me.
Thank you.
Fire me.
This whole town ran on 1.5%.
You work for the customers,
I
honey.
do, but we don't have to be treated by y'all like that.
Honey,
We don't have to be
We don't have
treated.
to be treated the way y'all
We
do
are,
us.
I am nice to everyone.
All right. It's not the place and time.
Sorry, fire me.
I appreciate it.
Fire me.
We have a situation at hand right now, again, we're short-handed. We're being overrun today, and we had a workshop this afternoon, going into hiring people that got opened up where we could look at some of the problems that have been brought to our attention. We're going to try our level best to address these. One thing I have found, it's everything we're talking about costs more money. More people, more money. So,
Can we advertise, since she's turning her formal resignation, because we need to get somebody in that can come in at least before she's gone, even if it's only a couple of days that they train with her.
I have to advertise for 30 days.
okay. All right.
She has to advertise it for 30 days before we hire somebody.
Start that tomorrow.
She's gonna train us, she's gonna write down and.
We get first.
I
have nothing to add.
Okay.
Mr. Carter,
Yes, ma'am.
can I just step in? I just want to make a suggestion. You said let's do it, but can you all get some mics? Because I know some of us are hard of hearing. And you're mumbling up there, and half the time, I really don't even know what you're saying. I can hear Sherry really good, but the rest of it, the ones who come up to the podium, you know, I can pick up words, But, because their back are turned and there's no mic, so if you can get, mics
We all-
that actually stand up there and,
We already have this in the works, okay? That, along
can you
with-
hurry it up?
Along with the TVs.
It looks hurry, you can't hurry Nick up, you know that.
Trying to get these people to do something, like I said, that's no excuse, so, and, all right. Curtis, anything that I have to go with? It's been so busy with everything else. So, I will pass mine. Sherry, you got anything?
The bulletin board that's in the front of the town hall, did you build that?
I did not know.
Did we buy it?
We bought it.
Can we get one out at the park? At least one? Prefer, I would like two, but one work.
I think we, I'm not mistaken, we had one out there.
Sure, it ran away?
And they busted it up, they broke it. We had one by the, right when you go to the
You
track.
make one with plexiglass instead of glass?
I think, you know what, now that you mentioned that, I think so. So,
I remember there being one by the casino right there, as you walk in, it's like the awning.
do you think it would help if we put it maybe down by in between the fields instead of up there? Well, I guess not as many people will see it. I don't want to put it down there for you teaching the broken, but I think you need to be able to put something down there to announce, stuff that's going on, and that type of stuff.
You can maybe try to put it by the, say by the bathroom, bathrooms in a good spot for it, everybody's gonna put the bathroom out there. Put it over kind of consistent stand by the bathroom.
It'd be a good spot to put one of them little field cameras that shines right there. So when they do break, we can,
Well, they'll just start putting in the Wi-Fi. We'll have that in place.
Anything else?
we had a meeting on Monday with, to discuss some stuff with BYA, and we should have a signed contract next week.
Angela she brought up keys off this board, the meeting. We're in the process of changing the laws.
No.
Do we have anything, fire departments? Yeah, okay, where are we at, Jeff? Like 210 calls, I think, already? Somewhere around there, so, we've been busy.
Ms. Virginia.
Mr. Curtis, does your crew clean the Main Street, what I was talking about? Or did the county do it? Okay, well, they did a good job. I did go to the county the next day and asked them to come and clean it up.
I corresponded with Yolanda, and that person wasn't sure was it our street or theirs. So
They never are, but they always tell us it's theirs.
But they yeah, it is.
Well, it's not there, I mean, until we want to do something to it, then we
Yeah,
can't
but
do that.
they were good. They were good.
Yeah,
She went out and
it's cleaned
had
up.
them go out and take care of it.
It's cleaned up nice. Still have pigs at the park? Pigs, park.
They're back. Yeah, they're back.
I know that I've gotten a couple of complaints from, people complaining about dogs barking, all hours of the night.
We're the same person, yes.
Right.
She called me, we spoke, she has called numerous times, but never wanted a letter sent. She would try to address herself numerous times.
That's what she told me.
Super Bowl, she called me the next day, the letter was sent within 24 hours, so we're waiting to hear from them. And Sheriff's Office told her, get that letter sent, and then from now on, she can call 911 and the Sheriff's Office. Any presentations.
He went from 1 to 4.
And she's spoken to him repeatedly about it.
We can put another trap for the hogs, they keep coming back, we can take care of that.
Still no cameras? Still
He said they working on the internet.
Yeah.
Out there, so that's why
It's gonna be, they already ran the cable,
They had to get the extenders or whatever, yeah.
Frank?
Yeah, they already set the time, the date for the cemetery meeting. Everybody knows, March 12th. And
All right. You got anybody else needs to say anything?
I only want to say for one thing. I hate an unhappy office, and I think it's making to have somebody else to leave. And I hope it doesn't.
Thank you, sir. I did have one other thing that I have had to come on, I mentioned it earlier. And people, I do not want to burden the people of Bronson with this here any more than what it is, but this is just information for you. If you find y'all all know that we have homeless people problems here in town right now. You've all seen it. I don't have to bring it up. Last night I got a phone call about 8 o'clock last night where we had one that was down in front of the health department in the gazebo down there, which is government property, town of Bronson. That is against the law. They had set up a Chase Lounge chair and had a TV running in there.
Go in front of the health department?
Only in Bronson. So, if you see these things, please, call it if you can. I mean, we're trying to solve this problem as best as we can. We don't want to cause any unforeseen problems on these people at all, but, I mean, there are limitations to what we can do. And that right there, when you start squatting in town, and you're bold enough to bring your own TV, that's pretty brave.
Yeah, it's pretty bold.
And I moved it. So, I mean, we've had them here in the library. And it's just, if you let it continue to go, then we'll build it, and before long, we will have, and Bobby the sheriff has told me time and time again, just call us, we'll take care of it. So, a lot of times, we do not see these situations, but that's what we're here for as council. So please call us and let us know if you do see something, so we can take care of it.
If I may, sir, I can speak on that a little bit. The problem that we run into as sheriff's deputies is a lot of these properties, either we can't contact the owner to do a trespass, or the owners don't care because they don't live in our county. Right. But obviously all of us that do live in the county, we do care. We don't want these people hanging out late at night around our families and stuff like that. So when I get a call, we typically go out and make contact. I have no issue doing that anytime you guys see anybody. But if they are on the property and we can't get in contact with the owner, we can't trespass them unless the owner sends in a letter to the sheriff's office saying, I give you, basically effectively power of attorney to trespass in our absence. So that's just something to think about too. If you see there's somebody squatting at a property, you may know somebody who knows somebody who the property owner is. Try to pass that on to us when you call in, because otherwise it's really hard for us, because the property appraiser website does not keep phone numbers, just their addresses. And believe me, you're trying to reach somebody in Miami, calling about their property in Levy County that they don't care about, they just pay cheap property taxes on. It's really difficult. So just keep that in mind.
Well, I can just say, if you just do a nightly patrol down Main Street in front of the health department every night, after the health department closes, you will find a resident there. And he has been there for the last year, so I don't know how y'all missing it. And he got a TV too. He lays right there on the thing, right, the ledge in front of the health department, and then there's another one that's sleeping a sleeping bag under the gazebo, or at the gazebo. I don't know how y'all miss them if y'all patrolling.
Well, I'll pass it on my shift. I can't speak to the other shifts. I normally work down Ingles, but I know the other night we had a bunch of complaints about four-wheelers up on Pine Street. and School Street, and we've been patrolling that area heavily. We had a bunch of complaints from the sheriff's office. I think we ended up stopping 2 of them, and making an arrest off of 1, so that's just.
They use Pine Street for a drag strip, man.
Yeah, that's Pine Street Mongo, the house up there, so. We're patrolling there. I blacked out and sat in the church when I covered zone.
All right.
We're here.
Anybody else?
I just want to say that, we have to coexist. Like, we don't have to be nice to anybody, but it's gonna help coexisting. We don't know what everybody else goes through every day, but we could be nice to each other in the town, this little old itty bitty town that we live in, we love so much.
Amen. All right. You good? All right. Anybody else?
No bills? All right, definitely gotta do that.
Pay the bill,
They're not in. We need to get Monday, right? Wait until then? Yeah. The 3rd is Monday.
All right, with that being said,